AI is something you cannot live without. You have to embrace it and you have to fall in love with it. And I believe that AI is like love-hate relationship, but you have to get over it and you have to fall in love with it.
It's here to stay. You can either fight it and just be unhappy or embrace it, like you said. It's not going anywhere.
And not going anywhere.
Okay, welcome everybody back to another episode of the Brainiac Blueprint, where we discuss the intersection of AI with our esteemed guests. Today's guest has a true wealth of knowledge to share, so much so that we have 2 episodes that we're going to be doing with her. With that being said, welcome Lucy Edwards to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here, and I think we have an amazing subject and topic to talk about. It's on everyone's mind, so I just can't wait to get started.
Same, absolutely. With that, let's jump right in. So, just so everybody knows, Lucy and I first met in October 2024 at the New York City Real Estate Expo. I knew we were going to be fast friends when we were standing there. You just came right up to us and said, "Let's do an interview," and I was like, "All right, this is perfect. Let's just talk and have some fun here." So since then, we've stayed connected in a variety of different ways, and I'm excited to have you on here. But Lucy, please tell everybody about yourself. You're so knowledgeable in real estate and AI and podcasting. You've built a reputation, all this kind of stuff. So set the stage for everybody so they know who you are.
Well, thank you. I started 25 years ago in real estate. I always believed that if you start any kind of business, if you work for yourself or if you work for someone else, it doesn't really matter. You have to treat it as your own business, and you have to do it with passion and love and give 100% of yourself to whatever you are doing, and then you will be successful. And just very quick story, my husband and I, 25 years ago, we found a really cool Victorian, Tanana Lake. If anyone is familiar with New York, it's around Catskills, and we wanted to do bed and breakfast. And so Peter did the photos. He learned how to do great editing. I learned how to do floor plan. I bought $30 software, created the floor plan of Victorian. Then we redid everything for the zoning committee, how we saw that Victorian as bed and breakfast. Thank God it didn't go through, because I cannot see myself in the middle of nowhere 24/7, 12 months a year. It didn't work out because it was commercial property, and no one wanted, everyone voted no on that lake. So thank you very much. However, that brought us to actually Sotheby's. My niece worked at Sotheby's, and she said, "I love the way you do your floor plans. It's completely different software." Of course, it's different. It was only $30, but it looked great. And that's how we got started. And back then, in 2000, 2001, floor plans were available only in New York City. So we brought it to New Jersey, to Long Island, to Westchester County, and kind of like pioneered the whole industry, and just took off. And we built the reputation as one-stop shop. We did floor plans, we did photos, we even did brochures on an inkjet printer. So, and I did the copywriting. So I came from Russia, but I did the copywriting. So it made it easy. It was one-stop shop. But to make the story short, we built on trust and reputation. Our business and the foundation, relationships, trust, and everything that agents need, we would adjust and adapt. And we were very flexible. We were learning the industry, learning it very quickly, and just made sure that whatever we're offering was amazing and everyone was happy. That's how we got started.
That's great. That's great. It's always good to hear the origin story. Lucy, I think anybody that spends even just a minute with you sees your passion and your trust and everything. So I think you've done a great job building that up. If anybody would like to get more content from Lucy, you can see her YouTube channel right here on the screen. Lucy, I know you have several different channels. You have Get Real with Lucy. I think you're building up right now even more.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. It's actually, if you would like to get a hold of me, it's Lucy at Get Real with Lucy. So that's my best email to contact me. And my talent is I have vision and I have strategies and I love marketing. So if you are struggling with some of your properties that are not moving fast or that they need help, let me know. I will be more than happy to spend time with you and just give you a suggestion what's best for any property, actually, because every property deserves intelligent marketing strategy. So that is my tagline.
Well, I think that's a great little teaser, because I think episode 2 is going to focus a lot on marketing and content and some podcasting and everything. But today is going to be about AI and real estate. We're going to have some crossover into tools that you love and you use, and kind of how you've used them to build your relationship or your reputation and to establish trust. So before we jump into that, as you know, I like to ask all of my guests to complete this sentence. So I think AI is, what is that for you?
Well, AI is something you cannot live without. You have to embrace it and you have to fall in love with it. And I believe that AI is like love-hate relationship, but you have to get over it and you have to fall in love with it.
It's here to stay. You can either fight it and just be unhappy or embrace it. Like you said, it's not going anywhere.
And not going anywhere.
Awesome. All right, let's jump into everything real estate here. Again, you have a great wealth of knowledge. And when you and I were speaking earlier, we had discussed a lot of the different tools that you have. And obviously, you have a lot of experience with virtual staging and design. So, I'm curious, just from your perspective, how has AI changed the staging game and the design of properties, and what are you doing now to really convey that this is a property that whoever's looking at it with you, they can see themselves in?
Well, first of all, I believe that networking is extremely important, and going to different conferences. If you cannot fly somewhere in Las Vegas, join webinars, learn as much as you can, and join the same webinar over and over and over until you finally get it. At least that's what I do. I can relate to majority of agents. I guess the average age of an agent in the United States is 57 years old. So I know how difficult it can be. So my solution is do it over until you get it and you feel comfortable. So I worked for Matterport, and I tell you the truth, when I had my company and we did the photos and the floor plans, we also offered Matterport, but I didn't like it. I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't understand it. And then COVID came and we had no choice, especially in New York when we were on lockdown. You had to fall in love with it. I had to learn it. And I'm telling you, I spent hours traveling through properties, jumping from floor to floor, learning how to use the measuring tool. You have to do it. And then I realized it's a solution. No one is moving from street to street anymore. People moving from state to state, from country to country. Right now, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. Did you know that 50% of new developments are sold to international buyers? 50%. So that is an incredible number. And I can tell you right now, no one from Brazil is going to fly for your open house on Sunday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So Matterport or tools like that, I'm not really pushing Matterport, and I don't even work there anymore, but I'm just suggesting to discover marketing tools that are really amazing and that are helping you to create the view and to understand and have the vision. So this is the Matterport that you can just travel through, and I'm sure that that you guys are familiar with that. What's so cool about this particular vision right now is that I did a video about something else. Look at that. Hold on. Let's try.
Let's give it a shot.
To me, velocity at Matterport signifies both professional and personal growth. Being a part of an organization like Matterport opens up numerous opportunities. The chef's kitchen is outfitted with sleek custom cabinetry, stainless steel appliances, and generous counter space, ideal for both everyday living and entertaining. Something completely, but if you incorporate, you can hear me now, right?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah. Yep. So, but the point is that you can just sit there on the couch, or you can stand in the middle of the room and talk about what a beautiful weather it is outside. Well, not really in Fort Lauderdale. It's really hot and it's very humid. And you can talk about anything. However, then you prepare a Word document with what's supposed to be said about this particular kitchen or the living room or whatever else. And then with the help of the software, and I will definitely give the name of the company, you can create something like that where it's your voice. And a lot of agents, they feel so uncomfortable in front of the camera, and it takes them forever to record 3 sentences. So this is a solution. You are recording just yourself laughing about something. And here we go. You can also use other tags where it's just the text. So because sometimes if it's too many videos, maybe it's not as good either, but so you should really have the combination of the videos and the regular text. So that is amazing in my opinion. And I believe that if you create something like that and you will show it, and you will introduce it to your potential seller, they will be thrilled and they will think it's yours because I have an accent. They couldn't really match my voice. But if you don't have an accent, it will be exactly your voice. No one will even see the difference. Another really cool tool is, and this is my house, so don't judge me. And I'm going right now downstairs. This is my...
And one thing I'll say, Lucy, I think to your point earlier, if we're thinking about somebody that's coming from a distance, this is so helpful. And it's more than just seeing it. Again, you talking about it, providing different bullet points. Again, if we take it from the audience's standpoint, who, the potential buyer, this is just an unbelievable amount of knowledge that's going to help them to understand, what this house is going to provide for them.
Absolutely. And then let's say some rooms were not prepared. Like here is the office of my husband. He's very creative. You see, he has God knows how many monitors. It's always a wreck. Our cleaning lady doesn't even come here. So you can actually go to your marketing tool, where you can empty everything. So right now, I don't have a solution yet how to put new furniture in. There are companies who are doing it. It's quite expensive, but because the industry is developing so quickly, I can guarantee you that very soon you will have very inexpensive way of decorating empty space. But this, in my opinion, is really it's really cool. Then another one is like you have all the measurements. So again, if someone is moving from Chicago to Fort Lauderdale and that is going to be a bedroom or it will be an office, you can always measure and understand how your furniture will fit or doesn't fit, and then you will have other solutions, right?
Yeah.
Besides Matterport, but I still think it's amazing how you can incorporate your videos, and it's not just into Matterport. You can have those videos if you are uncomfortable in front of the camera. You can use that video for anything and everything. You can talk about market conditions. You can talk about your listing that is coming up next week. Or you can talk about the community. Again, you will be standing and pretending that you are saying anything at all, or you just have a conversation with whoever is filming you on your cell phone. And then you have the Word document, and here you have this absolutely fabulous video, and you didn't sweat at all, and you look professional. So that is, I think it's amazing.
Well, and I think to your point earlier, again, to kind of reiterate what you were saying, there's new tools coming in, whether it be AI or these digital platforms. They're probably going to be a little awkward for you at first. And the same is for when you're creating these videos, it's a new thing. So the only way to get past it is just to do it, right? You get more comfortable the more you do it and the more you practice, whether it's watching that webinar over and over again, or just forcing yourself to use the tool, or sitting at this table, writing down your script and talking through it. You're going to eventually get more natural at it.
I totally agree with you. And practice makes it perfect. And you have to try different things. And when you do try different things, first of all, you feel better about yourself. Oh my God, I conquered another marketing tool.
That's right. That's right.
So this is regular virtual staging that I would like to share with you. There are a lot of different companies that offer virtual staging. Bugs Brownie, I think, is the least expensive, and the quality is fine. Their turnaround time is even the same day if you are asking for it. But usually it's next business day. So I would shop for different virtual staging companies. This one, I just found it online. And you can always compare. But I can tell you one thing, that the statistics that you see here are totally correct. Your listing is going to be sold much faster than without virtual staging if your property needs it. Like if you have very messy house, you can declutter and you can furnish it again. If it's a brand new construction and someone cannot visualize it, that is also amazing. What I also did when I had my company, I would prepare just at Staples or Office Depot. You can prepare 17 by 11 photo that you can put on the easel, and you put it in the empty room with the furniture, just so when someone comes in, and though they did see it on online on MLS, they saw that it was virtually staged, but they forgot, or maybe they didn't see it. You have a visual right there in the room, kind of welcoming, so people can, and it's $10, $10 later, and you are different. And again, you are elevating your reputation. One thing is very important for you to remember: always make sure that the virtual staging company who is doing it for you will have something on the bottom as a watermark that it is virtually staged. I was at one of the presentations a couple months ago, and the company was getting sued. In Florida, we have a lot of telephone poles and wires are everywhere. Sometimes you cannot see through them to see whether there is a window at this building or not. So the agent removed all the poles and all the wires. The house was sold without the seller being there in person. As a result, when they came for closing and they saw a completely different picture, they were very upset, and it was a lawsuit. Always put down that it is virtually staged. But as far as like telephone poles or something solid, never remove it. I mean, the sky is blue, the grass is green. You can always edit that. You can even edit the kitchen cabinets and things like that. That is totally legal. But as far as removing telephone poles, that is illegal. So be very careful and be very mindful of how you work with virtual staging. But there is also regular staging that you can invest in. It's very expensive, but I can tell you, I even have a video about that. With real staging, you can spend up to $30,000, but you can make extra $500,000. So it's all relative how you invest your money in marketing. And very often with real staging, the seller will participate as well, at least with maybe like, painting and new carpet and things like that. So keep that in mind. Now, I would also, sorry.
I was just going to say, I find real estate to be so interesting because you need to, I'm a digital marketer. Most of the work that I do is online, and you create your reputation and your exposure, your messaging all through kind of digital assets. But when it comes to real estate, you need to be able to merge that in the real world as well, and you have to be consistent. Again, whether it's showing there's a telephone pole there or whatever it is, there's a lot of extra things to consider. So I think it's great to have tools like this to help to empower you to make sure you're showing what the real world could look like while still online.
And again, I think, participating in different conferences is very important. For example, even Inman. I know it's expensive to go there. By the time you fly to San Diego, by the time you pay for the hotel and $1,500 for a ticket, do you really want to invest in virtual staging? But you can do it online, and there are a lot. Risk Media has a lot of events like that online, and different companies who promote AI. I believe strongly that it's a wealth of knowledge out there. So invest in education.
I feel like it's motivating too, to hear these people with their ideas and their passions and everything. It's like, all right, let's get going. Let's take some of this stuff and put it into action. So
yeah, and you're so well respected by your colleagues and by your clients. When they understand and realize how much energy you invested in creating something completely different for their listing. You are not just taking pictures, you are not just printing out MLS sheet, you are really investing your energy and creating something extraordinary. And keep in mind that you will sell your property faster and for more money if you do extra work for it. As a matter of fact, I did a lot of presentations, and one of the presentations, the agent was saying, I do not spend more than $100 on photography under $1 million. So if the house is $900,000, I asked her, you're going to spend just $100? And she said, yeah. And since when is a $900,000 home is a cheap place to live in? Since when? You have to invest. So I strongly believe in that. I would like to jump to virtual assistant. Virtual assistant, again, I just came back from Inman, and I can tell you that there were several companies there with completely different angles about virtual assistant. And you can do your research. The one I loved the most is OPPY, OPPY. Because it had more bells and whistles, and actually it won some kind of award of a startup company that grew so quickly. And what they do, besides the fact that, again, it's like human voice, it's answering the phone, but it's not just a recording, like when you get a recording and they will say, hi, may I speak to Lucy? And then they will wait for a second, and then they will keep talking again. And then I'm saying, well, I'm not Lucy, but they will still talk. So this particular system, they really understand when you have a question, what kind of question you have. They know where to stop. They think and they answer properly. So the AI today is absolutely amazing. And what they also offer, for example, is just the follow-up. So it's not really CRM, it's still virtual assistant, but it's virtual assistant that keeps track of all the conversations, what has to be done, what has to be scheduled. It reminds the agent that I had this really great talk today. The seller was excited. You have to call them at 3:00 in the afternoon. All that is organized properly, and it makes your life easier. So I believe that virtual assistant is very important. Another one was Lofty. So that was also that's also a great solution as well. They are slightly different, but they also do follow-ups, they do phone calls, they do emails. There's a whole bunch of different emails. You can create templates. They can help you create templates. And all you have to do is just organize it properly. And then the rest of the work will be done for you. I would like to mention ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is my favorite. I use it every day. So for example, when I do my social media, like here is my LinkedIn, when I want to connect with somebody, I always send a note. So I will, let me see if I have an example. So here it is. I connected with that person, and I introduced myself, and I put down exactly what I am and who I am and why I want to connect with him. And more likely, someone like that will accept you as a friend, and then you can start building relationships. You cannot imagine how much how many relationships I built through LinkedIn, but we'll talk about it next week. So with my ChatGPT, I go here, I have, here it is like War and Peace, which is definitely not 300 characters. And then all I had to say is make 300 characters. And here I have 287. So ChatGPT is amazing. And I do think you should incorporate it in your everyday life, that you don't have to think and write and rewrite. You can tweak it. Actually, you should tweak it so it doesn't sound like AI, and you should put something from yourself and from your character. But but for social media, it's great. For some emails, it's great. If you are writing an email and you know, and you're kind of struggling because you want it to be professional but yet very personal, and you don't want it to be too long, but you want to make sure that you express everything you wanted to say, ChatGPT, trust me, will help you. The only thing, just like any AI tool, it requires your input. You have to give them homework, or even have, like I did. Here it is. I have my War and Peace that is huge, but give me 300 characters, and that's what I got back.
You took the words out of my mouth. I have so many custom GPTs at this point that I've uploaded knowledge and trained it, gave it actual workflows to work through. I think it's great for this kind of stuff. I'm curious, Lucy, for like that person or people in general, is this from people that you're meeting at events or different networking, or are you just kind of cold, be like, this person is in my space, you know, here's a message, let me kind of connect with them and reach out to them, or is it a combination of both?
Combination of both, but on LinkedIn, for example, when I was at VHT, I used to interview leaders in real estate industry, and I was fascinated with Hobby Hanna. He is the third generation of Howard Hanna. They are in, I believe, in 7 states. They have about 15,000 agents throughout. Great company, very personal, and it's a very successful company. Yes, yet I saw Hobby on stage, and I just felt like that is the person I would be just so proud to sit down for 15 minutes and interview. Actually, I spent 2 days at his office. But you know how I met him? Through LinkedIn. I emailed him some samples of my work. I told him what I really want to know about the company, why I'm so fascinating, why I fascinated with him. Why do I want to share his success story with everybody else? Because it's so unique and different. And he said yes. And next thing I know, I flew to Cleveland, Ohio, and I interviewed him, and we had really good time. And he truly has an amazing story to share. Nothing is that easy. He works very hard, but that is just an example of how LinkedIn can be powerful. You just have to be persistent. I will be honest with you. It took me more than just one LinkedIn message to talk to him into meeting with me. But if you're persistent and if you believe that what you are doing is the right thing and you are not totally obnoxious, which I sometimes can be, but it's really a good thing. I think social media is great. I prefer LinkedIn #1, and then I also like Instagram, because Instagram can be personal and business, and that is I think is very important as well, to share some of your personal life, which you don't really do on LinkedIn. And Facebook is okay, but for some reason, I never really fell in love with Facebook. But we're talking about social media next week. So
that's right.
Dropping it.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think to your original point, it shows the power of just trying new things, using the tools available to you, sending a message, customizing it a little bit. It's a relationship-based industry, so just get some messages out there. You never know who's going to say yes or who's going to say, let's talk through this. So
yeah, of course, I think being persistent is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Being persistent in everything. Learning AI is being persistent. Learning different marketing tools is being persistent. If you are struggling and you just absolutely just can't find peace with yourself. But if you are persistent, you will eventually learn all that. I would really like to talk about new tools that, again, I'm bringing it from Inman. I was so excited. It was like the best 2 days in my life. I learned so much. There are different companies. One of them, for example, is so one company, it was Trust Scout. And then we'll talk about CRM. Trust Scout is I have it here, just bear with me. It's amazing because it has so much data. I think one big part of success of AI is that it collects so much data and it uses it properly. So with this particular company, you can give homework. Let's say you are a broker or you are a manager and you are recruiting. And I know that there are tools available at MLS where you can recruit by screening agents at certain area code or whatever, or zip code. But this one helps you so much more. And it gives so much detail that I was actually scared when I saw the presentation. They can tell you agent's name, email, company, telephone number, how many children, how many dogs, how many cats, whether they live in the corner lot. I mean, the data is, it's in a way, it's scary,
That's a little intense.
Yeah, but if you are recruiting and you're looking for new agents and you want to know what kind of character they have and what history they have, it's a great tool. If you're looking for buyers or sellers, that is also a great tool because it also gives you by zip code who lives where, whoever looked at realtor.com or Zillow or whatever else, and they were interested in something, but then they dropped. Then maybe they changed their mind, maybe they're not ready, but if you would like to reach out to them, you have that information available. So I encourage you to look into that particular marketing tool and just have a 15-minute presentation, and then you decide for yourself. Again, I'm not representing any of those companies. I just liked how proactive they are, and I really enjoyed that they're looking ahead. They have the vision. They know what the next stop should be, and they are reaching out to it. Another one is list. So the name of just one second. The other company ListTrack. ListTrack is also that's the company that I met at Inman. What I liked about that product, they have statistics and data, who is moving from where to where, and again, demographics. Is it a family? Is it a young professional? How many children they have, and things like that. It helps you. So, for example, if you have a property in Fort Lauderdale and you see that Chicago and New York are moving to Fort Lauderdale more than any other cities, you basically advertise as much as possible, and you focus on those zip codes who are moving, and you introduce your listing directly to that zip code. So, and there are ways of doing it. There are other AI products that can be incorporated, and also, I still believe in print. You can actually even have a mailer sent to a certain zip code. But the great thing is that you have the statistics. Let's say you have the buyer who wants to move somewhere and buy something. Then again, that list track will help you not just find the house, because you can do it also through MLS and through Zillow and everything else, but psychologically understand where you should be looking for a property for that particular buyer. So that tool is great for buyers and for sellers, and also for you as an agent to introduce yourself to different. So if you know that Chicago in certain zip code is moving into Fort Lauderdale, and you don't even have a listing, but you still can approach everyone in that zip code. So when they are ready, they reach out to you and you will find a property for them. So the goal again is to be proactive and to find products and services that will benefit you to grow your business. And so that is one of the, I think is my main points. You have to grow your business.
So, if I'm hearing you right, I think almost any any problem that somebody or a challenge that they're going through, they're not alone, and there's probably a solution out there that can help them. So whether that they have to target somebody new or understand a different audience or go to a different geography, there's something out there. Even like you said with the phone assistant, the virtual assistant, like there's something that can, incorporate speed into your process. I don't want to say everything has been figured out, but chances are your, challenge that you're going through isn't just unique and brand new. And there's a way to overcome it with some of these solutions that's out here.
I totally agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. But I would say one of the foundations for success is to have a good CRM system. You have to remember that my very, very old boss used to tell me, if it's not on a calendar, it doesn't exist. So it's the same thing. If it's not in your CRM, it's not in your head. If you did not record a certain note, today you might think that you remember, but I guarantee you that in a week you might forget some details, and maybe those details are really the ones that are going to make the difference. Most importantly, good CRM system will help you remember not just this particular office or this particular agent or buyer or seller. It will remind you to follow up when it's time to follow up. And between good CRM and virtual assistant, you can also set up with AI that the follow-ups are already prepared. And on the 20th of each month, a certain message is going out, and that message can be completely different. Again, you can create different messages. And between the CRM and the virtual assistant, you will get rid of all those messages on time, and you will reach your audience. That is the foundation. So you should have the CRM is great for contacts and also for follow-ups, and also notes that you can even put notes, the birthday, or do they have a dog or a cat, or their kid was born on March 7th, or whatever it is that you can also, it will pop up, and your seller or your client will appreciate it. And it's not like you are calling them to say, hey, are you ready to sell your house? Would you like to buy something else? No, you're just sending a card saying, hey, your kid is 3 years old today. I'm sure you're still enjoying him, because in another 10 years you won't. So have a great day.
Yeah. I mean, that human element goes a long way to building that trust and establishing your reputation, like you talked about. I mean, there's so many people that I connect with in real estate or otherwise that, will say, I just have a spreadsheet and that works for me. And it's, okay, it might work for you, but you can be empowered to do so much more. It's like saying, yeah, I can run barefoot, but wouldn't you rather go faster and run in shoes? Get the tools that are available to you and that are going to make things better and easier. So I wholeheartedly agree. You don't need to go out and get this hyper sophisticated CRM right from the beginning. Get something that has the foundation, like you said, that can support you, and that can help to build that trust and establish a good line of communication. And then, you grow from there. You don't need to figure everything out.
You also have CRM and your Action Hero. It creates leads. Let's talk about what your CRM offers that others don't.
Yeah, so we like to again offer a solution that isn't going to be the highest, like this isn't a Salesforce, this isn't a HubSpot or anything like that, but it has these foundational components that are going to allow you to establish your business, nurture some leads, and really just kind of grow. And then if you need something very sophisticated, you go elsewhere. So the platform that we use is called Go High Level. It really aggregates a lot of different tools and kind of white labels, different things. It's great, has a great bang for your buck. You can have your pipelines, your contacts, your calendars, send emails and SMS. You can do automations, create landing pages for your campaigns, build automated workflows, and a whole lot more. So again, you're not getting the hyper Salesforce, but it's also so much costlier too, right? So it's a great foundational type of CRM that gives you what you need to grow your business, engage with your customers, and level up. And then once you get to a spot where maybe you outgrow it, maybe you don't. But again, I love it so far. I feel like I've only touched the iceberg level, if you will, and have 90% more to be diving into. I'm really experimenting with workflows even more now, trying to get more sophisticated, build some AI, all that kind of stuff. But it's very cool, and we do offer it to our customers to help them just to be more organized and making sure they're staying on top of their leads. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking for a new CRM, so I will be reaching out to you. I always used Salesforce in my previous jobs because that's but large companies always use, majority of them, I would say, use Salesforce. So
yes,
but I use the basics. The most sophisticated thing I did in Salesforce, I ran a report once. So
there you go. Well, the great thing about a Go High Level and some of these other solutions is there's a dashboard built right into it, so it'll kind of aggregate the important stuff for you right then and there, and you don't necessarily need to worry about pulling too many reports. And another great thing about it, I didn't even mention, one thing that I love is you can do invoicing and contracts and all of that kind of stuff right in there, so you don't need all these millions of solutions that add up and cost and everything. It handles all of the basics for you, so it is great.
So here we go. Absolutely. Either way, CRM is important. CRM is important. You have to keep track of everything you do because, trust me, and also it's your future. So let's say you decide to get a partner, your business is growing so much, or you want to sell your business, or you want to downsize your business. CRM is part of your business. It's actually a tangible item. I mean, your character, your spirit, that's not tangible, but CRM is tangible.
I've gone back and forth at this point what I think is more important, your website or your CRM. I can't tell, because your website is obviously your kind of first sales rep, your window into your business. But then on the back end, there's all that additional management that's important too. So I'd say it's like a 1A, 1B type situation.
Cool.
So I know that you, Lucy, have some kind of like, you group things into like must-haves and go-getters. So if we can cap off the conversation here for CRM, if someone is a new real estate agent or they're kind of new into the CRM world, what do you think that they need to be checking off? What boxes are like, if nothing else, get 1, 2, 3, 4 done on your CRM, and then once they're established and they feel more comfortable, then what can they jump into?
So I strongly believe that the foundation of the CRM is at least get all your contacts in order, separate them by category. Like, for example, for me, I always had, and it's different for agents, but because my clients are agents, I had the name of the company, the name of the office, the name of the agent, and then I had notes for everyone I had conversations with. I always emailed and copied my Salesforce to have a copy of every single email. If it was a telephone conversation, it was just a very quick one. A very important where you met them, because when you're going to see them again, you can always say, hey, we met at Tinman, remember me? And then it's a great start. Very important to have it on your mobile device. So, because if you are on a go, even if you don't want to insert something on your cell phone, like I have hard time inserting it, so I just make notes on my phone, or I just record something that I can do it later. But if I need to look something up, it's available. So when you are at a conference or you are at a networking event and you can't remember something, you can always check. So I think having it on a mobile device is very, very, very important. And make sure that you always copy in the email your BCC, your CRM, so you have a track record of everything you share. And as far as go-getters, I think AI-powered lead generator and predictive analytics are very important. Let that CRM contribute in your future, in your growth. And again, because AI has so much data, turn it into your advantage. And then custom smart campaigns, you can always do that. And they are tailored messaging that speaks directly to buyer or seller. So that is important. And then IDX websites, I think, and landing pages you just mentioned, that is also a great thing. And social media and AI integration for your CRM. So even with, like, for example, I'm so active on LinkedIn, and I should really record also I should connect it to my LinkedIn, that if I reached out to Hobby Hana to do an interview with me, I would like to make sure that it is recorded in my CRM. So I have all the dates and all the data there. So I think that's, and then, so now you have video messaging integration. So you can do that as well. And so that's also the next step for you to, for you to grow business. And if you want to, if you would like to have some videos like Bum Bum, I never really got along with Bum Bum. I just I just do my own videos and I send them out. But you can also save them and keep track of them. I would like to mention, if we have a few minutes, I would like to mention about predictive analytics and how everything is.
You read my mind. That's where I was going.
And how you can keep track of everything, how important it is to have the analytics, especially in commercial real estate, where if you are in property management and you need to know when that refrigerator needs to be checked again or whatever, just like with your car, how you my husband does that, so I don't know how often we change oil, but I know that somewhere it triggers that you have to change oil. The same thing with AI and all your equipment. It is very important. And I just wanted to share a very funny story. So my daughter and son-in-law, they went to Japan and they asked us to babysit their cat. They don't have children, but they have a cat who is spoiled worse than any child. So they flew us to San Francisco, and we were there for 3 weeks. We had a great time. Anyway, the litter box that cat has is like a spaceship. It's huge. It's sitting in the shower, and it's just as big as the shower. So I guess that tiny cat is comfortable. And then we get a call from Richard, not a call, text from Richard saying the litter box is 75% full, so you need to change the bag. So Peter went to change the bag, and then he got a call for work. So he forgot about the litter box. Then he gets another text saying the litter box didn't have a bag for 30 minutes. Is everything okay with the litter box? So that's how sensitive things are. That's how crazy can people be.
You're getting spied on at this point.
Right. So we rushed to change the bag. But this is very important, and it's important in your everyday business. Especially if your business is like property management, that you have triggers for everything that has to be checked or taken care of. And very quickly, I didn't mention it in Matterport, but you can actually, when you have the Matterport, and let's say you have a rental there, you can basically go to so you can go to certain windows or floors or anything like that, and you can I will show you, just 1 second. Oh, I got to the floor. You can actually zoom in and you can see what window size it is. And so if, let's say, the window is broken or you need the screen for your window, you have all the sizes and all the information. You do not have to send a repairman to check anything out because you have the record of everything. So this is also important. But in case of commercial real estate, I think it's important to be up to date. So if you are in property management, I recommend for you to look at different companies who are like heavily involved in that, and you can work with them. So, but you can reduce unplanned repairs, you can improve energy efficiency, you can boost tenant satisfaction. So all that comes with the technology today. LoopNet is one of the best ones. House Canary and Rionomi. So Rionomi, I had it here. I really like them as well. So they were also, and Place AI. So there are different companies, and I will share, if anyone is interested, I can share all the names, and because I did all that research. So if you need it, I will be more than happy to share it with you.
We'll post some links in the description as well, so that it's all right there. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm a data guy, as you know, as a marketing nerd over here. So the predictive analytics is so cool from my perspective, whether it's things like maintenance or even just trying to understand upcoming trends and things like that. You know, how the market is going to be acting in the future. It's so important to be at least playing around with and trying to understand the power and the functionality that can come with it. So cool, Lucy. So we're getting towards the end here. So I was going to ask if you could unshare your screen. We're going to jump into the rapid fire section here. I want everybody to kind of see you. There we go. Cool. So we're going to wrap things up with some rapid fire questions. If you could snap your fingers and have any AI solution, workflow, or tool automatically and fully set up for you right now, what would it be?
Ooh, probably virtual assistant.
All right, there you go. Okay, so what is your plan for when the AI robots officially take over?
Well, I believe that human being will never be replaced. So my plan is to make sure that I'm smarter than a robot and that my clients cannot live without me.
I like it. Awesome. Every time you and I are talking, obviously you were just at Inman. I know you're at a lot of different events. What's your favorite event to go to?
I do like Inman a lot. I like Risk Media, which is going to be in the beginning of September in Washington, D.C. I think that is a good one. Oh, and Real Deal. I love Real Deal. I think Real Deal is a very advanced event. NYC Expo is great. Last year, they had 9,000 agents there, actually. So Real Deal is much smaller. But what I do, I buy VIP ticket, and then I hang out in a place where they give you free champagne and really nice hors d'oeuvres.
That's perfect.
And I get to talk to real people because the floor is so crowded with vendors and visitors and that you can't really have decent conversations. But I can tell you, I make my good connections that are valuable in VIP room, because that's where everyone is much more relaxed and they spend more time with you. And that gave me really good interviews. So Real Deal is a good one.
Amazing. If you could instantly master one skill, what would it be?
Have better memory. I want to memorize everything.
There you go. All right. And last one, which actress will be playing you when the Lucy Edwards biopic inevitably is launched?
Scarlett.
Johansson? Scarlett Johansson? There we go. I love that. Cool. So I wanted to just give you an opportunity here for open forum. If there was any final, topics or anything that you wanted to share, additional wisdom before part 2, anyway, anything that you wanted to share?
Well, I just would like to maybe repeat myself how important it is to love what you do, how important it is to wake up in the morning and be happy that the day is just about to start and you will do what you just couldn't wait. In Russia, we have a saying, it doesn't sound as good in English, but the idea is the night is short and tomorrow you will go to work.
There we go. That's so inspiring. I like that. It's good to have passion and excitement. I always enjoyed, I think it's Alex Hormozy who says, find your mood. You know what I'm saying? Find your good mood and go in and just, almost fake it till you make it if you need to. So
Exactly.
Well, awesome. Lucy, again, thank you for joining. We have part 2 already scheduled. Again, we're going to jump into marketing and all kinds of stuff, podcasting, some good things there. That's going to really hit it home for me. In the meantime, if anybody wants to check you out, they can find you on LinkedIn or YouTube. It was Lucy Edwards or at Lucy Edwards VHT on
that
YouTube.
is going to be changed because Matterport is taking over. But find me on LinkedIn. Yeah, LinkedIn. Lucy Edwards Real Estate. There is one thing I didn't, but we will talk next week about it. Absolutely. Google page is extremely important. Business Google page that everyone should have with testimonials and stuff. But I will go deeper into it next week.
Testimonials and reviews are very, very important today.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Well, Lucy, thank you for joining
Kyle.
me on part 1. Yes, this was great. Part 1 of the Brainiac Blueprint. If you could do me a favor, Lucy, look into the camera and say, stay brilliant, Brainiacs.
Stay brilliant. No. Tell me again. Still brilliant. Stay brilliant.
Brainiacs.
Oh, Brainiacs.
Yes.
Hey, brilliant Brainiacs.
That's my term for all of our listeners. I like to call them Brainiacs.
Okay, stay brilliant Brainiacs.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lucy.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you. I see you. We'll talk later. All the best.
Absolutely.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Take care.